All right, so raise your hand if you have ever paused to wonder, in a world that often bombards you with the relentless pursuit of more, right? More wealth, more growth, more status, more things. Have you ever paused to wonder, is this really it? Is this the path to fulfillment? How about today we try something completely different? Today, I hope you will embark on a journey, a quest, if you will, to explore a profound and enduring path that leads to the source code to leading a fulfilled life. No, I have nothing to sell you, but I have to warn you, just as jumping to the punchline essentially destroys the joy of a joke, I hope that you do not jump to the big reveal at the end. I say this because, like Zelda, great game, where you choose how your adventure unfolds, right? Zelda, it's not a race to the finish, right? The fun is the journey, right? The things that you're discovering, the new skills that you hone, all the experiences along the way. I hope that you're aware that the true essence of living a fulfilled life is not the ending, right? I mean, spoiler alert, we all die at the end. Living a fulfilled life, it's all about how you get to the end, right? Like a game well played, right? It's about the journey, the discoveries, the shared adventures. Now, while this source code is exquisitely simple, it's not meant to be a meme. I mean, raise your hand if you've heard of any of these. All you need is love. Money can't buy happiness, but it can buy you the things that make you happy, or even the secret to happiness is trusting in God. These phrases have, for most, truth in them, and yet they're fragments of the truth, right? Sound bites, by their very nature, oversimplify. Life is a complex tapestry, and I'm not here to dismiss anyone's beliefs, but rather about sharing a clear understanding of what all humans need to lead a fulfilled life. And this is so simple, so clearly actionable that even a 10-year-old totally gets it. Now, before we unveil this fulfillment source code, remember, the true value of knowledge lies not in its possession, but in its understanding, and more personally, in how it's applied into your lived experiences. Now, this simple 3x6 chart isn't just a theory for a select few, but it's a reflection of intrinsic human needs and desires within the context of your life. It is a universal code, transcending boundaries, beliefs, and backgrounds. It is applicable and it's accessible for all, and it provides an adaptable framework that enhances, not replaces, existing beliefs and lifestyles. Now, what you are about to discover is a matter of first principles, right? Our shared human core whys. Okay, now I'm about to present the punchline, but it will be more impactful if you first read through this short book that's free. Might take you 10 minutes, but it's totally worth it. Or even better, if you were actually to embark on this interactive adventure with a loved one. And clearly the best, most impactful way would be actually facilitating this journey for others. And seriously, to become a facilitator literally requires about 20 minutes. And that would enable you to dive deeper for yourself while guiding others to find their path to fulfillment. Really, it's not a bad deal. Okay, so now for those who choose to continue to the direct path, we present to you the fulfillment source code. And this simple 3x6 grid, it encapsulates the essence of all human 6 intrinsic needs, and how, through the release of a cocktail of various neurochemicals in your brain, how your personal experiences and interactions with the world around you translate into various degrees of happiness, because not all happiness is the same, right? Please remember that this chart is not the end, but really it's a beginning, a starting point of your adventure towards leading a more fulfilled life. Now, each of these 6 buckets, right? Each of these columns is a world to discover and understand. Now, it's waiting to be explored and to be lived. Okay, this is the last chance to pause here and check out the best-selling book or actively participate in the interactive classes. And just so you know, you start with a very simple, fun game that will help you uncover your hidden core whys. Okay, in full disclosure, by sharing this fulfillment source code, our hope is to ignite a revolution, right? A fulfillment revolution, right? Our hope is to empower everyone over the age of 10 with the fundamental evidence-based whys to living a fulfilled life. Now, however you choose to explore through the reading or interacting or facilitating, remember, the journey, it's yours, unique and always personal. Thank you very much for joining. Now, here we go. Life's 6 Buckets, Chapter 5, Maximizing Smiley Faces. Life's 6 Buckets, Chapter 5, Maximizing Smiley Faces. This is one of my favorites. Here we go. All right, so now that we've answered these questions about which buckets are being filled in, let's take a closer look at what we do to fill our buckets. Remember, this is on the what sign, what we do, the things that we do. Now, since we do not live alone on an island, our lives kind of look like this chart. So we've got life's 6 buckets on the left, safety, fun, significance, connection, growth, and better world. And on the right, we've got 3 columns. For me, we, and that means you and your friends and family, and then all, or everyone else. Now, let's ask ourselves a few questions to see if we can figure out where things in life go, like which bucket do they fit into and which box or column do they fill up. For example, if I'm playing video games alone, well, it's fun. So if we look on the chart, safety, fun, significance, connections, growth, and better world, well, that'll hit the me, fun. Check. Now, if we get to a new level, we could maybe sort of say growth as well, but perhaps that's a bit of a stretch. But let's say I'm playing video games with my buddy and she's winning and I'm getting upset. Okay, wait, sorry, that's a completely another story. But let's just say that we're playing video games together and we're having a blast. Now, which bucket does that go into? It can fit into more than one bucket, you say? Well, you're smarter than I am, I think, and you're right. Let's take a look. Playing video games with my best friend fills a couple of buckets. It fills fun and connection. It's both me and we, isn't it? Like sometimes the things we do fill more than one bucket and more than one column. And it's knowing this fact that can help us better balance our 6 buckets. But wait, there's more. Now, we can all enjoy things on our own, but science has shown over and over again that having fun with a friend or family member can be more fun and the good feeling lasts longer. So this is connected with us being humans and humans being mammals. And basically, mammals have been hardwired to be social longer than we've been human. Our brains release additional happiness chemicals when we're social. Plus, we tend to relive or remember these social experiences more often, thus getting us additional hits of these happiness chemicals. Okay, so let's go over this bucket chart. Now, again, the bucket chart, you got your 6 buckets on the left and the me to we to all. So it's safety, fun, significance, connections, growth, and better world, and then me, we, all. So it's a 6x3 chart, or you got 18 boxes. Now, when you do something for yourself in the now, or present moment, you're filling buckets 1 through 4. So safety, fun, significance, and connection in the me column gives you 1 smiley face. Now, when you do something that helps your future self, filling buckets 5 and 6, growth and better world, well, give yourself 2 smiley faces. Now, again, because humans are hardwired to be social, our happiness grows when we're doing things with or for others. So if you look at the chart, if you go into the first 4 buckets in the we column, safety, fun, significant, connections, you get 2 smiley faces and then 4 smiley faces for growth and better world. Now, when we add the greater good into the mix, it gets even better. So now in the all column for the first 4 buckets, safety, fun, significance, and connections, you don't get 1, you don't get 2, you get 4 smiley faces. And in growth and better world, you get 8 smiley faces. Now this bucket chart, when you look at it this way, helps you maximize your smiley faces. Now here's an extra bit, and even though we're talking about smiley faces and charts and stuff like that, this is all based off of the different neurochemicals. When we play and do things with ourselves, we're getting basically 2 neurochemicals. We're getting a dopamine and we're getting a serotonin. But when we do things with and for others, well, then we get the oxytocin. And oxytocin, which they call the cuddle molecule, That's like the best one that you want in this cocktail of neurochemicals. And that really takes the happiness and the good feeling into a greater depth and lasts way longer. And again, these are experiences that you have that you get to relive over and over again. So you're getting this drip of oxytocin and happiness over and over and over throughout your life. It's not just a one-shot deal like when you eat a piece of chocolate cake. Okay, from here, let's work on a couple examples. I'd like you to think of these from some real life scenarios, and I'd like you to circle in your head some of the boxes that they would fill. Now, again, looking at the chart, you've got the 6 buckets on your left: safety, fun, significance, connections, growth, and better world. And then on the right, you've got me, we, all. And when you think about it, what is good for me now? 1 smiley face. Good for me in the future, 2 smiley faces. And then good for us in the we column, 2 smiley faces. Good for us in the future, 4 smiley faces. Good for all, 4 smiley faces. And then good for all of us in the future. Again, these are all top 2, better world, growth, 8 smiley faces. Okay, so think about this. You got you and your best friend are cooking dinner for someone you really care about. You'll then share the photos of the meal with the family that's far away. Now, which of these would you, if you were to create that chart, which of these would you be circling? Go ahead, take a moment, think about that. I'll say it again. You and your best friend are cooking dinner for someone you really care about. Now, which of those buckets would that fill, and how many boxes would you fill from the me and the we? And then after you've done that, you'll share the photos of the meal with family that's far away. When you're done, keep going. So for your second example, you're going to compile a This Will Make You Smile playlist of your favorite songs for your favorite person who's over 40 years old, or maybe another one for someone who's under 80 years old. And then when you're done, you're going to share this playlist online. Okay, think about which of those buckets would you be filling, and when you're done, let's move forward. Okay, the third and final one, you and a family member swap an hour of watching TV or gaming to take a walk through a park. Think about that. Which of the buckets does that fill, and which column does that fill? Well, I hope you enjoyed that. Okay, let's move on to chapter 6. Please tell me what you enjoyed most about the bucket chart. In fact, if you send me a quick video that we can share with other people, I'll send you the #1 Amazon bestseller and the playbook so that all of the kids can fill out their own book. Plus, I'll send you a hilarious chapter as if it was read by a famous Hollywood star. Seriously. Okay, now coming up next is chapter 6 and 7, because together they share one of the simplest and yet most misunderstood truths about life. All right, be good, be bold.